Good evening, everyone. This is Robert, RJL 518, welcoming you back to another exciting edition of Inside Pitch. The 1981 season is on the air. I hereby declare the strike of 1981 is over. We have done our All-Star game. It is now back to regular season baseball. Today's date is August 10th, so we actually missed pretty much 2 months of baseball due to the 81 strike. So now we are already we jumped from June to August. So about 60 ball games, close to around between 50 and 60 ball games were lost to the majors that year. But here, we're going to continue where we left off, and we're not going to do that first half and second half crap. Today's date, as I said, is August 10th, 1981. We are at Wrigley Field as the greatest baseball team of all time, the New York Mets, take on the Chicago Cubs. The Mets come into this game, however, at 21-30, and right now it really doesn't look good for the Mets. 21-30. The Cubs are in last place at 15-37. Their season's pretty much done. The Mets, however, are 6 wins back a third. So maybe tonight the Mets can get a win and maybe start winning some games in the ticker and try to make a run here. But I am not 100% sure they're going to do it. The 1981 Mets really were not that good a team. BBBB and Steeler fan join us here at the friendly confines of Wrigley Field. The Mets did historically win this game 7-5. The Mets had 7 runs, 8 hits, and an error. The Cubs had 5 runs, 10 hits, and 2 errors. We'll see if that goes tonight the same way. But you never know here in a game of Inside Pitch as we once again restart the 1981 season. Let's see what we got. Starting pitcher for the Chicago Cubs is Mike Krukow. 9 wins, 9 losses, a 3.68 ERA. We have already seen him so far this season. Let's see how he does tonight. Everyone settled in here at Wrigley Field. The strike is now over, and the Cubs are still at 15-37. Their season is pretty much done, but we'll see if they can do spoiler. Let's play some baseball. Top of the first. Leading off for the Mets, center fielder Mookie Wilson. 271 average, 3 homers, 14 RBIs. And what is Mookie Wilson known as? Only for having the greatest at-bat in World Series history. Wilson will go up against Krukow. Woodman 564 joins us here at Wrigley Field. We are all set and ready to go. Let's get this 1981 season underway once again. And we are using white, blue, and white dice for the Cubs. They are the home team. The white die will be red first. 1-6, it's a possible error. Wilson, a 5-2, and that is a ground ball right back to Krukow. His error rating is a 12. That's a 7, and he's going to bobble it, and Wilson is going to get on first. What a way to start the game with an error. That's an E1. So a ball hit right back to Krukow, and he makes an error. He bobbles it on a grounder, and Wilson will be safe at first. First error on the Cubs. They did have 2 errors in that game historically. Infield goes to double play depth. Next batter for the Mets, shortstop Frank Taveras. 230 average, no homers, 11 RBIs. You have to go back and watch the All-Star game. Yep, I know. Go catch it. It was a lot of fun, a little wacky, but fun to play. Wilson on at first. He has a 10 and a lower to get the jump. He didn't get it. Do I want to have Taveras do a hit and run? Let's see. Nah, I'll let Taveras swing away. It's early. Actually, you know what? No, he's got a 13 plus 1 is 14. And Taveras does get the hit and run try because it's a +1 to strikeouts. It only makes him an 8. So it's a +3. He does get the hit and run try. We'll do the hit and run. Krukow with the pitch. 5-4 strikeout. That is halved. That 20 is way too high against Taveras. Taveras will swing, and that's a 5-6, and it's going to be a base hit to center field. Taveras leads off gets a big single. On a hit and run, Wilson's base running rating is a 4. Single to center, -1 is 3. Center fielder for the Cubs is Bonds, -1 is 2, but it's a hit and run, and you add +2, so Wilson still has a 4. A 1 to 4 on the blue die. Wilson will make third. He does. Wilson with a hit and run, and Taveras comes through with a single, and Wilson will go to third. A nice hit and run by Taveras. Puts runners at the corners early on here for the Mets. Next up for the Mets, left fielder Lee Mazzilli. Everybody in New York, every woman in New York wanted his baby. Lee Mazzilli, 228 average, 6 homers and 34 RBIs in 81. Anything happening on the bases? That is an 11. No. Taveras will stay put. Infield still a double play depth. They're going to call the double play here. They're not going to call the infield in yet. Krukow with the pitch. 6-1. That is a blank. Mazzilli 4-6. And that's going to be a fly ball to left field. And that's going to be out number 1. Mazzilli has a sacrifice fly rating of 2. He will not bring in Wilson that way. So it's a fly ball to left. Fly ball to left field. Wilson's base running rating is a 4. Left fielder Morales is a +2. And that is a 6. That's going to be an automatic coming in for Wilson. He will come in and he will score. And the Mets get on the board quickly, 1-0 on a sacrifice fly by Mazzilli, which I will be more than happy to take. Taveras, of course, stays at first. So already 1-0 Mets. Next batter for the Mets will be first baseman Dave King Kong Kingman. 221 average, 22 homers, 59 RBIs in 81. I'm pretty sure Kingman would have had a good chance at 40 if the season had gone the distance. Runner still at double play depth. That is an 11. Taveras staying put. Krukow with the pitch. 1-2. Against a righty. That's a base hit right up the middle. That's going to be a single one. You got a homer against the lefty chance, but a single one right up the middle, and Kingman belts it for a single. Taveras' base running rating is a 4. He will make third on the single right back through the box, and the Mets are off to a running start in this game. Single for Kingman, and already Krukow having some issues. Next up for the Mets, right fielder Ellis Valentine. He came over from the Expos when the Mets traded Jeff Reardon to Montreal. Reardon is now on the Expos, and Valentine is on the Mets. 208 average, 8 homers, 36 RBIs. Runners at the corners. Now they'll call the infield in. It's already 1-0. Let's see if anything happening on the bases. That is a 7, and no. Krukow will make the pitch. 1-3. That's a walk plus. That 19 is going to be too high. Valentine only gets a 6. It will make him a 16. He does not walk. Valentine a 4-5, and that is going to be a ground ball. That's going to be a grounder to second. Grounder to second. Taveras has a base running rating as a 4, and it becomes a 2. And I'm not going to go. The throw will go to first automatically to get Valentine. That will be out number 2. Kingman automatically takes second as he looks back to Taveras, and it will be 2 outs. And I guess the reason why I decided to not send Taveras, the next batter is third baseman Hubie Brooks. Always felt Brooks should have been a little bit better than he was when he was at the Mets. 307 average, 4 homers, 38 RBIs. He did have a very good year with the Mets, though, in 81. 2 outs, runners at second and third. Anything on the bases? The 11 says no. Krukow trying to get out of the jam here for the Cubs. Krukow, 5-2. That is blank. Brooks will swing. 5-6, and that's going to be grounded right back to Krukow. This time he will not make an error. He will throw to first and get the out of the inning. Mets do get 1 run on 2 hits and an error and a sacrifice fly. So the Mets are already on the board here in the ball game. A a battle between the 5th place and 6th place National League East teams. The Cubs are pretty much done. The Mets are hoping they can get back into this season as we approach the pennant race only a few weeks away. But that, of course, is in real baseball time, that kind of thing. Starting pitcher for the New York Mets. Steeler fan will know this guy, and it is Mike Scott. This was a year that he was on the Mets, and not too bad. 5 wins, 10 losses, a 3.90 ERA that year. Mike Scott on the mound for the Mets tonight before he went to the Astros and had that awesome season in '86. Bottom of the first, leading off for the Cubs, shortstop Ivan DeJesus, 194 average, no homers, 13 RBIs. Scott will go ahead and make the pitch. 5-5 against a righty. That's an automatic out, and it will be a ground out to first. Scott gets a quick out there. Next batter will be second baseman Steve Dillard, 218 average, 2 homers, 11 RBIs. Scott got a quick out there. Let's see if he can do it again. 3-3, strikeout 12. Yes, he got him. Dillard is an 11, plus 1 is 12. Called strike 3 on Dillard, and he can't believe it. And that is strikeout number 1 for Mike Scott. He had 54 Ks in '81, and there are 2 outs. Next batter, first baseman Billy Buckner, 311 average, 10 homers, 75 RBIs. He, of course, was on the National League All-Star team for the Cubs in '81. And so amazing here in '81, Bill Buckner against the Mets. He would see the Mets one more time, of course, in 1986. We all know how that went. Scott with the pitch. 6-3, strikeout 17 is high. Buckner, 4-2, and that's going to be ground ball to second base. Up with it is Doug Flynn, and he will toss it to first for the out, a 1-2-3 inning for Scott. And it is 1-0 favor of the Metropolitans. As my Mets trying to get back into this season, if at all possible. I don't think they can, though. The Mets, I said in '81, were a below-average team. They really were not that good. Leading off for the Mets will be the catcher, John Stearns, 271 average, a homer, 24 RBIs. I've always said John Stearns was a solid catcher. I'm not going to say not a great catcher, but he was a good, solid catcher for the Mets after, of course, Grody and before Gary Carter. I always felt Stearns was solid. Good catcher behind the plate and could hit the ball pretty well. He had a good year that year in '81 with a 271 average. Not too bad. Brian Patterson joins us here at Wrigley Field. Krukow, 4-5. That is a blank. Stearns, 5-2. Ground out to third. And that is the first out. Next up for the Mets, second baseman Doug Flynn. He was a bust. 222 average, a homer, and 20 RBIs in '81. Krukow, 3-5. That's blank. Flynn, a 4-5, and that's a base hit right past second for a single. So I say Flynn's a bust, and he comes through with a single. Thanks very much there, Doug. He'll hold it first. And that will bring up the pitcher, Mike Scott. He had an 073 average in '81. Infield's going to bring in the corners, expecting a bunt. Let's see if Flynn gets anything on the bases. That is a 9, and I will have Mike Scott bunt the ball, although his bunt rating is a 2. It's not that great. Let's see what happens here. The bunt is down. Krukow will pitch. 5-6. That's a wild pitch, and that 6 is going to go to the backstop, and that will be a wild pitch. On a bunt, wild pitches are still used, and he throws it to the backstop, and Flynn will go to second. Now do I let Scott hit away here? And let's see, with a runner on second with an 078 average, I could. Now bunting him over doesn't make any sense. So we put it with 2 outs and a runner on third. So now I'm going to let Scott hit away. But now the infield goes back. And let's see, nothing happening on the 4. So an inside, a wild pitch by Krukow, and now we'll hit normally. 3-3, that's at the park. Wrigley Field, 3-6. That's a ball hit the left field. That is a 3. That is a base hit for Mike Scott. He actually gets it off the Wrigley Field card. It's a single for Scott. A base hit to left field. Will it score Flynn? His base running rating is a 3. Single to left, +1 is 4. Left fielder Morales, +2 is 6. And Flynn coming around third, he will score. And it's going to be 2-0 Mets. Stadium groans. Section 518 cheers. Yay! Mike Scott had only 1 RBI in 81. This might have been the game he had it in. I don't know. Mike Scott gets an RBI single thanks to the ballpark card. It is 2-0. Jim Connell joins us here at Wrigley Field. Runner at first. The batter now is Wilson. And he got a big base hit there, which did bring up Flynn. So an RBI single for Scott. Wilson reached on an error his last time up. Still only 1 out here. Infield goes to double play depth. Clee baseball fan joins us here at Wrigley Field. For those of you who didn't see the All-Star game, please check it out. It is on the channel, and it was a blast. Let's see. I don't think Scott doing anything. The only thing Krukow can get is a pickoff chance. No. Krukow. 3-2. That's an error on a grounder. Wilson, 3-5. And that is going to be a star 6, which is going to be a ground ball to short. And that's hit to De Jesus. His error rating is an 11. That's an 18. He won't make the error. Now let's see if they turn the 2. 1-0-2. Second base is Dillard, and he has a 0 arm. A 1 or 2, they get the double play. No. Scott thrown out at second. Wilson does beat the relay, and there are 2 outs. So a fielder's choice for Mookie. 2 outs now. Here's Taveras. Taveras is 1 for 1 with the single. Wilson, a definite stealing threat. He did not get the jump, though, so he will stay put. Krukow will make the pitch. And that is a 3-6. That is a walk plus. That 4 will walk Taveras. And once again, Krukow not having a good start to this game. And now runners at first and second. And that will bring up Playboy Mazzilli. Mazzilli hit a sacrifice fly his last time up. So he will come up to bat. 2 outs here on the top of the second. Mets already up 2-0. Krukow. Let's see if anything happening on the bases. Nothing happening there. Krukow will make the pitch to Mazzilli. And that is a 1-4. That is an error on a throw. Mazzilli, 4-4. And that is going to be a ground ball to second base. That ball is hit to Dillard. His error rating is a 7. That's a 12. He's got it. He will throw to first to retire the side. 1 run for the Mets on 2 hits and a wild pitch. And the Mets are up 2-0 going into the bottom of the second. Please check out my All-Star game if you've not seen it. It was fun. Always fun doing the All-Star game. I know a lot of people are watching the World Series. I totally understand that. Bottom of the second, leading off for the Cubs will be Leon Bull Durham. Durham is in right field for this game. 290 average, 10 homers, 35 RBIs. Good season. Nothing wrong. That's not a bad year for Durham. He played in about maybe 4/5 of the Cubs games that year. Scott with the pitch. 5-5 against the lefty. That's blank. Durham. A 1-3, and that's grounded to first. Out number 1. 1 man out. And the next batter is center fielder Bobby Bonds. Guess who his kid is? Can anybody name who his kid is? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could. Bobby Bonds, a 215 average, 6 homers, 19 RBIs. Everybody, I always constantly ask, does Bobby Bonds belong in the Hall of Fame? And I just think Hall the Very Good, I'll give him. I will definitely give Hall the Very Good to Bobby Bonds. But Hall of Fame, I'm still not sure of. I really don't think so. I don't know what you guys think. Scott will make the pitch to Bobby Bonds. 2-5. That's a range play. Bonds will swing. 1-5. That's a ground ball to third. That ball is hit to Brooks. Brooks's range is a 4, and he's got it. Nice play by Brooks, and he'll throw to first to get the out. 2 down. Hubie Brooks makes the play at third. Left fielder Jerry Morales is up next. 286 average, a homer, 25 RBIs. Good season for him, actually, and he hit righties pretty well. Scott with the pitch, 5-4. That's a possible error. Morales, a 5-6, and that's going to be a base hit into center field for Morales. Wilson is out there. His error rating is a 3. That's a 14. He won't make an error out there, but Morales has a hit for the Cubs, and he will go to first. Bobby Bonds was great, but not legendary. I agree with that. I do agree with that. Next batter up, third baseman Ken Reitz. May he rest in peace. Passed away recently. 215 average, 2 homers, 28 RBIs. Morales really not a threat to do anything out there, and he'll stay put. Scott will make the pitch. 1-2. That is a blank. Reitz, 5-6, and that is going to be a ground ball to second base. Doug Flynn will get it, and he will underhand it to first to retire the side. So no runs and a hit for the Cubs. 2-0 in favor of the Mets. Meet the Mets. Meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Baseball like it ought to be. That was the best slogan they had in 1986. Baseball like it ought to be. Top of the third, and it will be Kong leading off, Dave Kingman. Kingman got a base hit his first time up. He is 1 for 1. Krukow will stay on the mound. A 2-4, that is a blank. Kingman will swing 4-4, and he just grounds it to first. 1 man down. And here is Valentine. Valentine is 0 for 1. Not particularly an Astros fan, but can't stomach a Braves World Championship. I know Steeler fan is listening to me. I'll tell you right now. In my opinion, the Braves not closing that series out last night was a big mistake. I think the Braves are in trouble. They needed to put the Astros away last night. They didn't do that. I think the Astros right now have all the momentum. And Game 6 is usually won by the team that is, so I'll tell you, that was, I still like the Astros in this series. If the Braves wanted to win this series, they needed to do it last night. Krukow with the pitch, 3-3, that's at the park. Wrigley Field, 3-5, and that's going to be a ground out to second. So 2 men down. And here is Brooks. Brooks is 0 for 1. Yep, baseball midlife crisis joins us here at Wrigley Field. Baseball on cocaine instead of steroids. Well, it worked. Whatever. We're still champions. And the 86 Mets are still one of the best teams in baseball history. Krukow with the pitch. 6-3. That's a range play. Brooks will swing. 4-1. That's a double into right field, but it is a range play. And that is Bull Durham out there. His range is a 3. Does he take a double away from Brooks? Yes, he does. He gets on his high horse near the track, and he'll chase it down, and he will take a double away from Brooks. And that just becomes a fly out to right. 1, 2, 3, go the Mets. It still stays 2-0 in favor of them. As we go to the bottom of the third. Leading off for the Cubs, catcher Jody Davis. Another heck of a catcher. Another catcher I always felt that I feel belongs in the Hall of the Very Good. And he could hit the ball, too. Jody Davis, 256 average, 4 homers, 21 RBIs in 81. Jody Davis, I always felt every time he came to the plate, I expected a hit from him. He was big. Mike Scott with the pitch. 6-1, error on a grounder. Davis, 2-1, and that's going to be a ground ball to short. That is hit to Tavares. His error rating is an 18, and that will go through the wickets. That is a 6, and it's going to be an error as Tavares can't make the play. That goes right between his legs into the outfield, and that will be an E6. The Mets did have an error historically in this game, and that is the first error on the Mets. So Davis gets a base hit. And, well, that's not a hit. It is an error, and that will bring up Mike Krukow. Krukow hit 180 as a hitter that year. The corners will be in expecting a bunt, and Davis is not going to do anything, but I will bunt the ball. Scott will go ahead and make the pitch. 5-6. That is a blank. Now we roll for the bunt. We roll for the bunt. That is a 1, and that is bunted. That is a 1 that's bunted back to the pitcher. That is a 16. Krukow has a bunt rating of 3, and a 3 on a 16. That's going to be lead runner. So that's going to be bunted right back to Scott. He turns around, fires the second, and gets Davis. And that's going to be out number 1 as Krukow does not get it done there. So that is a fielder's choice. And now with 1 out, here is DeJesus. Now we'll go to double play depth. DeJesus is 0 for 1. Anything happening? Mike Scott has massive pickoff chance. He got a 2, though. There's nothing happening there. Mike Scott was a master of the pickoff that year in 81, especially with these ratings. So if a 20 comes up, pretty much that guy had Mike Scott always had a good move to first. I know Steeler fan will agree with me on that. Scott with the pitch. 5-6. That is blank. DeJesus. 2-4 against the righty. That's going to be a ground ball to first. It's a grounder to first. Let's see if they turn the double play. 1-0, and it stays a 1. Shortstop is Tavares. He has a 0 arm. The only way they'll turn the double play is on a 1. Nope. Krukow will be thrown out at second, and it will go. And DeJesus beats the relay, and there are now 2 outs. So another fielder's choice. Here is Dillard. Dillard is 0 for 1. 2 outs now. DeJesus is a stealing threat. He does not get the jump. Scott will make the pitch. 3-2 against the righty. Strikeout 12, and he got him. Struck him out. Called strike 3. Dillard 11 plus 1 is 12, and he got the 12. And again, Dillard is called out on strikes. That's the second strikeout for Dillard and for Scott. And Dillard just looks at the umpire and says, "Come on, that ball was high." And the umpire says, No, you're high on something. I don't know what it is. You also happen to be out. Go take a seat. Side retired. Side retired. So no runs. No hits. There was an error. After 3, the Mets still lead 2-0 in this restart of the 1981 season after the All-Star game. Top of the 4th, catcher John Stearns leads off, and he is 0 for 1. As I said, I always thought Stearns was a solid catcher. Krukow will pitch it. 2-3, strikeout 12. No, that's too high. Stearns will swing the bat. 3-4, and it's a base hit right past the shortstop, and Stearns has himself a single. How about my boy Stearns? And he was with the Mets for a while too. Stearns had good longevity with the Mets in the late 70s and earlys before some bum by the name of Carter was traded for. Here's Flynn. Flynn is 1 for 1, has a single, infield at double play depth. Stearns does have the ability to steal. He was pretty quick, and he's got the jump. He does have the jump. 17 plus 1 is 18. Davis minus 1. So a 1-17, Stearns will be safe at second. Oh, he's thrown out on an 18. Holy cow, my luck with the stolen bases continues. Stearns is thrown out. A 1-17 is what they need. He gets an 18, and Stearns is thrown out at second. What a throw by Jody Davis. And it was because of that -1 he got him. Because if it wasn't in case for the -1, he would have been safe. Holy cow, Davis did. That was all Jody Davis on that play. And there is one out. Flynn will now bat with the bases empty. Krukow, 4-2, strikeout 8. That's too high. Flynn, a 1-3, and that's ground out to third. 2 outs now, and that will bring up Scott. And Scott actually got a base hit his first time up. He's 1 for 1. Krukow, a 2-6, strikeout 9, and he'll get him there. And that will be a strikeout for Krukow. That's the first strikeout for him. He had 101 of them in 81. So he could throw some heat. He could throw some heat, and that will retire the side, too. So no runs for the Mets. They did get a hit, but John Stearns got tossed out at second. What a play, what a throw by Davis. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Billy Buckner leads off for the Cubbies. He's 0 for 1. Scott will make the deal. And we got 1-6. That's an error on a throw. Buckner, 5-5, and that's going to be popped up in the infield. That's a pop out to second. And that's out number 1. Here's Bull Durham. Durham is 0 for 1. Scott will make the pitch. 6-2, that is blank. Durham, 6-6, that's a fly out to right. Mike Scott pitching pretty well so far in this ball game. Not doing too bad. Here's Bonds. Bonds is 0 for 1. I don't know how old his kid Barry I know is going to be I know Barry Bonds is a teenager at this time, because remember, Barry Bonds makes his debut in 86. He's part of that 86 rookie class that year, well, along with Mark McGuire and some other great players out there. Scott will make the pitch. 2-3. That's a range play. Bonds. 3-5. That's a ball hit to left field. That is a 1 against a righty. That will be a single, but it's hit to left. Mazzilli is out there. His range is a 2, and he can't get it. It will drop for the single. So out of reach of Mazzilli, and that puts Bobby Bonds on it first, and it will bring up Morales next. Morales is 1 for 1, has a single. Bonds does have a good steal jump, but he's not going to use it there. Bonds on it first. Here's Morales. Scott trying to get out of this little jam. 5-3. Strikeout 2. Got him. He struck out Morales. And that's strikeout number 3 for Scott, and that will retire the side. No runs, a hit for the Cubbies. It remains 2-0 in favor of the Metsy. Hence Casey Stengel. Inning number 5 is up next, and leading off for the Mets is Mookie Wilson. Mookie Wilson is 0 for 2. He did reach on an error in the first inning. Krukow will make the pitch. 5-4, strikeout 19, no way. Wilson, a 3-6, and he grounds it to second. Rounds it to second base for the first out. Taveras is next. Taveras is 1 for 1, singled and walked. Krukow, a 5-4. That's a strikeout, and that one will get him. That will get Taveras, and that will be strikeout number 2 for Mike Krukow. And now Mazzilli. Mazzilli is 0 for 2. Krukow looks like he's settled down a little bit since the early innings. Krukow with the pitch. 3-3. That's at the park. Wrigley Field says 1-4, and that is going to be a ground ball down the line to first, but it will not get through Buckner. Buckner will make the play. He'll tag the bag and retire the side, and 1-2-3 go the Metsies. We go to the bottom of the fifth. The Mets have a 2-0 lead in this battle of the cellar dwellers in the National League East. And let's see who leads off for the Cubs. It will be Ken Reitz. Reitz is 0 for 1. Scott will make the pitch. 1-6. That's an error on a throw. Reitz 6-5. That's going to be a ground ball to first. That ball is hit to Kingman. Kingman's error rating is an 18. That's a 7. Kingman's not going to make a good throw there, and that's going to be a throwing error. Scott's range is a 4. Does he prevent the ball from getting past him? No, he does not. Reitz's base running rating is a 1. That's the only way he can take second. He doesn't get it. He stays put at first, but that will be a throwing error on Kingman. And that is an E3. That's the second error on the Mets in this ball game. So Ken Reitz is safe on a throwing error by Kingman, as Scott couldn't get to it, but Reitz, who's very slow, could not take second on the error. He stays put. Infield will move to double play depth. Davis is next, and he reached on an error his first time up. So that is 2 errors on the Mets. The Mets did have 1 error in that game, but they now have 2 here. See if anything happening on the bases. That is a 6. No. Scott with the pitch. 6-6. That is a home run chance. Against a righty, a 1-18. It passes. Against a right-hander, Davis is a 7. A 1-7. Davis ties this game. No, it's an 11. But Davis does get to swing 2-4. And it is a high fly ball to center field. Going back for it is Mookie Wilson near the track, near the wall. Makes the catch, out number 1. And that just goes as a loud out. So a fly out to center, as Jody Davis knew he got pitched a meatball there, but he couldn't put the tomato sauce on it, and it just died in center field. That's the first out. Next batter is Mike Krukow. 5th inning, Krukow, he's got about 4 batters left he can face. Yeah, he's going to bat. This is the 80s. So he's going to bat. They're going to bring in the corners to check for for a bunt. And the bunt is going to get called here. So Krukow is going to try to bunt Reitz over. Scott with the pitch. 1-5 against a righty. That's an automatic out, but that is ignored on a bunt attempt. So now Krukow will lay down the bunt. And that is bunted right back to the pitcher. That is a 15. Krukow is a 3. And that is going to be, again, a bad bunt by Krukow. That's going to be the lead runner thrown out. Batter safe at first. Scott turns around, fires to second, and gets Reitz. And that is 2 outs. Another bad bunt by Krukow. Another fielder's choice by him. Bunted right back to Scott, and again, Scott throws to second to get the lead runner. That will bring up De Jesus. De Jesus is 0 for 2. And now 2 outs. Krukow now on at first. Nothing happening there. Scott, he will pitch. 1-5 against a righty. That's an automatic out. This time it will count. It's a fly ball to left field, and it will be Mazzilli getting over there to make the catch. And that retires the side. Nothing across for the Cubs except 1 error. And it is still 2-0 in favor of the Mets. Another error, and Scott gets away with it on another error by the Mets. Top of the 6th coming up. And it will be Dave King Kong Kingman leading off for NY, and he is 1 for 2. Fans here at Wrigley Field hoping that maybe the Cubs can somehow get back into the season, although it doesn't look good. The Mets, as I said, are 6 wins back a third. They need to win games if they want to have any hope of trying to get into this. Krukow, 4-6. That's a home run chance. Kingman a righty, a 1-18. The 17 passes against a righty. Kingman is a 20. I don't have to roll it. Kaboom! High, deep, gone! gone! King Kong Kingman sends one out of here, out of Wrigley Field. Solo bomb by Kong. Stadium groans. Section 518 cheers. Yay! Dave Kingman goes ahead and gets a solo bomb here at Wrigley Field. And, of course, the Wrigley Field fans go ahead and throw the ball back onto the field, because they don't hold on to baseballs hit from the opposite team. Gotta love those Cubs fans. One of the best fan bases in baseball. Absolutely. Gotta love the Cubs fans. They endured so much and finally won the World Series in 2016. Gotta grant them that. They really did. Here's Ellis Valentine. He is next, and he is 0 for 2. Mets now lead 3-0. Pitch from Krukow, 1-4. That's an error on a throw. Valentine, 1-5. That's going to be a base hit into center field. A single for Valentine, and he will hold it first. There won't be a throwing error there since there's nobody on base. And now maybe the Mets can get some runs. Brooks is next. He's 0 for 2. Valentine, not really a threat to do anything. He doesn't get that chance, so he'll stay put. Valentine on at first. Cub bullpen is getting warmed up. Krukow will make the pitch. 6-6. Strikeout 7. Got him. He got Brooks. Struck him out. And that is strikeout number 3 for Krukow, and that's the first out. Next up is Stearns. Stearns is 1 for 2. After Stearns, Krukow will be tired. They're still keeping the double play on. Nothing happening on the bases. Krukow, 5-5. That's a wild pitch. That 17 is too high. Ball 1. A nice stop by Jody Davis. Krukow will go ahead and try again. 4-3. Strikeout 19. That's too high. Stearns, 5-1. And Stearns blasts one into left field. Pow! And that's going to be bounce off the wall, off the ivy, I should say. And that's going to be a double to left for Stearns. Will it score Valentine? Base running rating is a 3. A double to left -1 is 2. Left fielder Morales +2 is a 4. He has a horrible arm. A 1-4 on the blue die. Valentine will score. He does. Valentine comes all the way from first, and he comes through, and he will score. Stearns holds it second. It is now 4-0 in favor of the Mets. Section 518 cheers. Yay! That is a double for Stearns. Puts a runner on second, and that is going to be it for Mike Krukow. He is done. The next batter is Doug Flynn, and Krukow is going to come out of the game. They were hoping he could stay in there and pitch a little longer, but that is it for Krukow. He's now tired, and you got a runner on second, and that will do it. And you still have one out here. I think they're going to go with a righty against Flynn. And let's see who they're going to bring in. Coming on to pitch for the Cubs is going to be a guy by the name of Dirt. And that will be Dick Tidrow. 3 wins, 10 losses, 9 saves, a 5.06 ERA. May he rest in peace. Dirt Tidrow will come on and pitch, and he will take over here, be the second Cubs pitcher. Doug Flynn is the batter. 4-0 now in favor of the Mets. There's still one out. And I still got to roll a strat. Am I rolling a strat? Yes, I am. And nothing happening with Stearns. Tidrow with the pitch. 5-6. That's a home run chance. Flynn a righty, a 1-7. The 10 is too high. And Flynn, the only way he would have gotten a homer is on a 2. He will swing, though, 1-5, and that's a fly out to center. Fly ball to center field. That is 2 outs. Stearns has a base running rating of 4. -2 on a fly out to center is a 2. Center fielder Bonds -1 is a 1. And I'm going to roll it. The only way Stearns can get to third is on a 1. Only on a 6-6 he's possibly out. Nope, he'll stay at second base, and there are 2 outs. The next batter is Mike Scott. We're in the 6th inning. Scott can face a few more batters. He will bat. This is the 80s, not 2021, where your pitcher only goes an inning and then you say he's tired, which is ridiculous. Tidrow will make the pitch to Scott. We'll still check to see a strat. There is none. Tidrow, 2-2. That's at the park. Wrigley Field will say 6-3, and that is going to be a blank. It's a rare play at Wrigley Field. Rare plays men on. Let's have a look and see what we got. And that is a 1-5. Slow roller to third base, who throws batter out at first, but batter cleats first base coming across the bag. All other runners advance. Check for injury to first base. So that's a ground out. The throw goes to first for out number 2, for the final out. And we're going to have to check to see if Buckner is hurt. So we'll check that in a moment. But that is the final out of the inning as he got him out at first base. So that's a ground out to third. But the Mets do pick up 2 runs they get 2 runs on 3 hits. And the Mets now have a 4-0 lead. Now, Bill Buckner, his injury rating is a 0. And the only way he's out of this game is if a 4, 5, or 4. Let's see what the rule is. That is a 1. He's fine. Bill Buckner says he's okay. There's not on a 0 and a none here, so he is okay, and he will stay in the game. He says I'm a baseball player. I'm fine. But maybe in 5 years from now, maybe you want to take me out when I'm on the Red Sox, and this guy Wilson's at the plate again. I don't know. Maybe you want to take me out of the game in about 5 years or so. I don't know. Right, John McNamara? Good job, John. Good job. Bottom of the 6th inning, and Mike Scott will come out to pitch. And leading off for the Cubs will be Steve Dillard. Dillard is 0 for 2. Dillard has struck out twice against Scott. Scott with the pitch, 5-4. That's a possible error. Dillard, 1-6 against a righty. That's a ground ball to second base. That ball is hit to Doug Flynn. His error rating is a 4. That's a 10. He'll get it, and he will throw to first for out number 1. So a ground out to second. Nice play by Flynn. Or the Mets are going to be looking at their 3rd error. Here's Buckner. Buckner is 0 for 2. Buckner had a great year in 1981. Scott with the pitch. 6-1. Error on a grounder. Buckner, 4-3. That's going to be a base hit to right field. That's a single. Valentine's error rating is a 6. That's a 10. He will not make an error, but Buckner does have a single, and he will hold at first. Base hit for Buckner. It will bring up Durham. Durham is 0 for 2. Infield at double play depth. Strategy roll still active. That is a 4, and I'm not going to do anything. You're down by 4 runs anyway. Scott will make the pitch. A 2-3. That's a range play. Durham, 5-6. And that's a ground ball to short. That ball is hit to Tavares. Not who you want to hit to. His range is a 1, but with the infield of double play depth, his range becomes a 0. He can't make that play. That's going to be a single past the shortstop. That's a base hit for Durham. Buckner's base running rating is a 3. He will not make third, though. He has to hold at second, but the Cubs got something going on here. A tough play there, and there's no way Tavares could make the play, so he has brought in on the double play depth. And now a chance for Bobby Bonds. Bonds is 1 for 2. Scott has a couple more batters he can face before fatigue. But now Mike Scott's got an issue here with the Mets having a 4-0 lead. We all know what happened last night when the Braves jumped out to a 4-0 lead in that World Series game. We are playing game 6 of that series tomorrow. Infield still a double play depth. Let's see what happens. Nothing there. Scott will make the pitch. 6-2. That is blank. Bonds, 4-6, and against a righty, that's going to be a ground ball to second base. Let's see if they turn the double play. 3-0-4. Shortstop. Tavares is a 0. A 1-4. They turn the double play. No, they don't get it. Buckner will be thrown out at third. Buckner will make third. Durham thrown out at second. And Bonds makes it to first. 2 outs. A 1-4 chance to double play. You got to get that. Now you give them an extra chance to get a hit. So fielder's choice is they can't turn the 2. And now brings up Morales. Morales is 1 for 3 for the Cubs, but now 2 outs. Anything happening on the bases? That is an 18. No. Scott will be tired after Morales. They're hoping he can finish. This. Scott will make the pitch. 2-1. That's blank. Morales. 1-2. And that ball is hit to center field. That is an 18. Against the righty, it is too high. He just got under it. That's going to be a fly out to center field. Scott gets out of the jam, and the inning is over. No runs, 2 hits. As Morales just misses a triple, but they had room there by Wilson to make the play, and that retires the side. So another chance for the Cubs goes by the board. After 6, it is still 4-0 in favor of the Metsies. Top of the 7th coming up. Pretty good moving game so far. And leading off for the Mets will be Mookie Wilson. Mookie Wilson is 0 for 3. Tidrow, let's see. Tidrow, he's got about... Tidrow's going to come out of the game. So that'll be it for Tidrow. The Cubs are going to go to the bullpen. You got switch, you got a right, you got switch. Let's see. I think they're going to bring out a lefty here. Coming on to pitch for the Cubs is going to be Doug Capilla. 1 win, no losses, no saves, a 3.18 ERA. Doug Capilla against Wilson. And Capilla, let's see. He can pitch to 5 batters, so we'll see what he has here. So top of the 7th, 4-0 in favor of the Mets. Capilla with the pitch. 3-6, strikeout 8, got him. He gets Wilson out easily there and struck him out. Out number 1, and that will bring up Tavares. Tavares is 1 for 2, has a single in the game. Capilla, a 4-6, hit by pitch. 6, yep, he plunked him. Ouch. Tavares is a 5 plus 4 is a 9. That is a 6, and Tavares will go to first on a hit batter. So hit by pitch, and that is the first hit by pitch in this ball game. I allow another one for a warning. A third removes any pitcher that does it. Infield a double play depth. Here is Mazzilli, and Mazzilli is 0 for 3. Strategy rolls are off. Capilla will make the pitch. 1-4, that's blank. Mazzilli gets the swing. 6-4, base hit to right field for Mazzilli. He gets a single to right. Tavares' base running rating is a 4. Single to right to get to third, plus 2 is 6. Right fielder Durham has a 0 arm. There's not going to be a throw. Tavares automatically will make third. The Mets are in business. A base hit for Lee Mazzilli. Runners at the corners. And the next batter is Kong. Kingman, 2 for 3. A single and a bomb. Runners at first and third. They're going to go talk to Capilla. And Kingman hits lefties a little bit better than the righties. And they're going to let Capilla stay out there. It's 4-0. Infield is still a double play depth. Capilla will pitch to Kingman. Runners at the corners, because Kingman does ground out in the double plays here. Or actually, you know what? They'll call the infield in instead. Strategy rolls are off. Capilla will make the pitch. 3-2. That is a home run chance. Kingman a righty, though, a 0. He will not give up a home run to Kingman. Unless Kingman, however, gets a home run off of his own card. Kingman swings 5-6. Nope, he doesn't get the homer, but he does get a base hit right past the shortstop for a single. Tavares will walk on home from third. He will score. Mazzilli's base running rating is a 4. Single pass short. He has to hold at second. Needs to be a 5. Kingman with an RBI single. He's having a great night tonight. He is 3 for 4. 5-0 Metsies. Section 518 cheers. Yay! Stadium groans. Dave Kingman now 3 for 4, having a good night tonight. Runners at first and second. Here's Alice Valentine and Capilla. Let's see what they're going to do with him. That's going to be it for Capilla. He is done. Capilla going to come out of the game. The Cubs will go to the bullpen here. And they're going to bring on a righty, and it will be... Coming on to pitch for the Cubs will be Lee Smith. He was not the closer that year. 3 wins, 6 losses, a save, a 3.51 ERA. But here is Hall of Famer Lee Smith. He will come out and pitch, and he will be the 4th Cubs pitcher. Still 1 out here in the top of the 7th. 5-0 Mets. The Mets scored 7 runs in this game historically. And let's see what Smith's got. Smith can pitch to 7 batters here, so we'll put it there. So here is Valentine. Valentine 1 for 3. Infield still a double play depth. Smith will make the pitch. 2-3 against the righty. Strikeout plus 19. Got him. Struck him out. He gets Valentine on a K. And there are 2 outs. And here's Brooks. Brooks is 0 for 3. Runners at first and second. Lee Smith trying to get out of this jam here with the Mets leading 5-0. Smith with the pitch. 4-3. That's a walk plus. That 11 will walk Brooks, and the bases are loaded. So we get to strikeout. Now he strikes out. Now he allows the walk to Brooks. And now a chance for John Stearns to really blow this game wide open. Stearns having a good night tonight. He's 2 for 3, a single and a double. 2 outs. Lee Smith knows he's got to get Stearns out to have the Cubs have any hope here. Mets leading 5-0, top of the 7th. Stearns comes up there. Smith will make the pitch. 2-5. Wild pitch. 5. It goes in a backstop and a run will score. That is a wild pitch by Smith. Mazzilli comes in. Kingman goes to third. Brooks to second. 6-0 Mets. Section 518 cheers. Yay! And now that moves the runners over, and now Stearns will bat with runners at second and third now with 2 outs. Now 6-0 Mets. Stearns will, and Smith will do it again. Smith will make the pitch. 2-5. Again a wild pitch, a 13. Not this time, but this time could be a passed ball. Jody Davis's passed ball rating is a 4. A 4 or lower. He saves it. It's a 2, and he does. Oh, wow. Lee Smith almost uncorked another one. Jody Davis just jumped up from his from behind the plate and ran right up to Lee Smith on the mound and saying, "What are you doing? Come on, calm down." Now Jody Davis will get back behind the plate. That would have been a passed ball. It would have been Davis's fault, but Davis probably thinking, come on, you threw a wild pitch, and now you throw a pass, almost got a passed ball. Lee Smith will try again. That's ball 2, by the way. 3-3, that's a blank. Stearns will swing. 1-2, and that's going to be a ground ball to short. Picking up with it will be De Jesus. He has it, throws to first, and that will retire the side. 2 runs for the Mets on 2 hits, a hit by pitch, and a walk. And the Mets are firmly in control here with a 6-0 lead on the Cubs. We are at the 7th inning stretch. Sing, take me out to the ball game. I will be right back. Don't forget tonight the return of 10-minute ticker here after the ball game. We are once again continuing our game here for the season. So our next date is going to be August 13th, and we're going to go to Memorial Stadium and a matchup between the Kansas City Royals and the Baltimore Orioles. It will be Rich Gale for the Royals and Mike Flanagan for the Orioles. Both teams right now, right now, Kansas City is 2 games under 500. Baltimore is in 6th place in the American League East. So right now, these 2 teams are the Royals still have a shot to get into it. Baltimore not looking good, but that'll be tomorrow night's game. The Kansas City Royals and the Baltimore Orioles. Now, of course, usually around this time, I've already removed certain teams that I would not play, but when I made the second schedule block, knowing going into August, I know we have to still show each team in the league at least twice. All right, then I start cutting teams. September is when we do cut the teams down because the pennant race begins and we only present the teams that are in the pennant race. Bottom of the 7th, Mets lead 6-0 here. Mike Scott is tired. They're going to keep him out there and see how long he can go. Ken Reitz leads off for the Cubs, and he's 0 for 1. He's 0 for 2. He did reach on an error his last time up. Scott will make the pitch. 4-2. That's a walk plus. That 16 will walk. That will walk him. Yep, that'll walk him. Reitz will trot down to first. Wrigley Field only added 1 to strikeouts, by the way. None to walks, but that will walk Reitz. And that's only the first walk given up by Scott. He had 33 of them in 81. Next batter is Davis. Davis is 0 for 2. Strategy rolls are off. Scott with the pitch. 3-3, strikeout 11. That's high. Davis will swing the bat. 1-5. That's a ground ball to short. Let's see if they turn the double play. 4-0-5. Second base, Flynn is a 0. A 1-5, it's a double play, and they got it. Shortstop to second to first, 2 outs. Stadium groans a little bit. As nothing is going right for the Cubs tonight. Pinch hitter coming in for Lee Smith. That is it. Lee Smith was the next batter. And so we'll see a new batter here for the Cubs. Let's see. You got Scott a righty. So they're going to go with pinch hitting for the Cubs will be Tim Blackwell. 234 average, a homer, 11 RBIs. A switch hitter against the lefty. So Tim Blackwell will face off against Scott. Scott is tired. He has not reached the fatigue level yet, so we'll see what he does. So here is Blackwell with 2 outs. Scott, 4-6 against the switch left. That's blank. Blackwell, 3-6, and that's a ground ball to third. Hubie Brooks has got it, and he will throw to first. to get the out and retire the side. A nice job by Mike Scott. And that is not a 1-2-3 inning, but good enough. And nothing across for the Cubs. After 7, still 6-0 in favor of my Mets. Top of the 8th inning. Top of the 8th inning coming up. And leading off for the Mets is Doug Flynn. And Mike Scott will probably be taken out of the game. He is due to bat second. Cubs do need a pitcher. You got right switch. I think they're going to bring in a righty here. So let's see. And they are going to go with, they'll go with him. Coming on to pitch for the Cubs will be Raleigh Eastwick. Of course, you'll remember him on the 76 Reds. Raleigh Eastwick will come on and pitch. He is the 5th Cubs pitcher. No wins, a loss, a save, a 2.28 ERA. So here's Raleigh Eastwick against Doug Flynn. He'll lead off. Flynn is 1 for 3. Eastwick with the pitch. And that is a 3-2. That's an error on a grounder. Flynn, a 3-6. That's a ground ball to short. That's hit to De Jesus. His error rating is an 11. That's a 15. He's got it, and he will throw to first for out number 1. De Jesus does not make an error, and that's a ground out. Mike Scott is tired, and they're going to take him out. It's the 8th inning. They are done. What a job by Mike Scott today, even though he is pitching a shutout. But that'll be it for Scott. And the Mets will go to the bench. And coming on to pinch hit for the Mets will be Rusty Staub. Rusty Staub, a 317 average, 5 homers, 21 RBIs in 81. He did have 161 at-bats. Rusty Staub, I always say, definitely Hall the very good, no doubt about it. But if you wanted to put Rusty Staub in the Hall of Fame, I really don't think I could argue that. You may have some people that may argue it, but if you wanted to put Rusty Staub in the Hall, I don't think I would have an issue with that. I don't think so. Rusty Staub was in the league many years, and he was always solid at everything he did. So Le Grand Orange will go ahead and bat against Eastwick. Eastwick, a 4-4 against the lefty. Strikeout 8, that's high. Staub, a 3-1. Base hit, left field, a single for Staub. He comes through with a pinch hit single. Staub will hold at first. Always one of your favorites. Yeah, he should be. I think Rusty Staub is a heck of a human being. May he rest in peace. Next batter is Wilson. Wilson is 0 for 4, although he did reach on an error and he scored in the first inning. So here's Mookie. Staub on at first, 1 out, infield double play depth. So yeah, if you wanted to put Staub in the Hall, I just don't think I'd have a problem with that. I just don't. Eastwick will go ahead and make the pitch. 2-4. That's a strikeout. The 18 is high. Wilson, a 1-2. Base hit into center field. Wilson gets a single. Staub's base running rating is a 1. Single to center, -1 is 0. Center fielder Bonds, -1 is a -1. And Staub, who is slow as molasses, will automatically hold at second. But a base hit here for Wilson. So now runners at first and second with 1 out. And the batter will be Taveras. Taveras is 1 for 2. He got a single, he walked, he got hit by a pitch and struck out. So runners at first and second, Mets trying to add to their lead here already, a 6-0 drubbing of the Cubs. And Eastwick already having issues. Pitch from Eastwick. 6-3. That's a home run chance. But Taveras, though, has no homers on his card at all. So that's going to be an automatic blank. Taveras will swing, though. 4-1. That's a line drive right to third. That is out number 2. And now we'll see if there's a double play at second or first. A line drive to third. A 1 or a 2. It's a double play. Nope, it's a 4. Both runners get back, and there are 2 outs. So Taveras lines out to third, but they can't turn any other double plays. And that will bring up Mazzilli. Mazzilli 1 for 4. He got an RBI single his last time up, but now with 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Eastwick will go ahead and make the pitch. 6-5. That's a range play. Mazzilli 1-2. That's a ground ball to second base. That ball is hit to Dillard. Dillard's range is a 3. Does he make the play? No, it gets by him for a single. That will be a base hit for Mazzilli. Staub's base running rating is a 1. With 2 outs becomes a 2. And he will just come around third. He's chugging home and he will score. Staub does score. With 2 outs, he does. Wilson's base running rating is a 4. And he will easily make third base on a single past the second baseman. And Mazzilli has another RBI single. Another RBI single for Mazzilli. And it is now 7-0 Mets. Stadium groans. So the Mets have actually gotten the 7 runs that they had in that ball game historically. And Eastwick just not cutting it. And now the batter is Kingman. Eastwick will pitch to him. Eastwick will be tired after Kingman when runners at first and third with 2 outs now. And Eastwick will pitch. Eastwick. And that is a 1-3. That's at the park. Wrigley Field, 5-4. And that's going to be a ground ball to third. Picked up there by Reitz. And he's going to throw to first to get Kingman. And that will retire the side. Another run for the Mets. 1 run on 3 hits. And the Mets are firmly in control here. 7-0 on the Cubs. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Top of the order for the Cubs. Ivan De Jesus leads off. And he is 0 for 3. Mets do need a pitcher. And they're going to bring in a righty here, I think. And coming on to pitch, it's not a save situation. Coming on to pitch for the Mets is going to be Dyer Miller. 1 win, no losses, a 3.29 ERA. Dyer Miller will pitch for the Mets, and he will be the second Met pitcher. And he can pitch to 8 batters with no problem. So here's Dyer Miller against De Jesus here, bottom of the 8th inning. Miller with the pitch, 4-6. That's a base hit right off the middle. Oh, Miller goes ahead and gives up the automatic single right then and there, and De Jesus will go to first. So a leadoff single for De Jesus. Can the Cubs make a rally out of this? So De Jesus goes to first. The next batter is Dillard. Dillard is 0 for 3. 218 batting average. How many batters I still got left on the bench for the Cubs? You know what? Their bench is so... Nah, I'll just let them hit. Cubs in the 1981 Cubs were not good either. They were awful too. Dillard will bat. De Jesus on it first. No strategy roll. Miller with the pitch. 1-5 against the righty. Strikeout 20 is high. Dillard. 3-6, and against a right-hander, right-hand pitcher, that's a ground ball right back to Miller. Let's see if he turns a double play. 1 minus 1 is 0. The infield, of course, is at double play depth, so that is a 1. Dillard hitting from the right side, so the second baseman will be pivot, and that is Flynn. The only way they'll turn a double play is on a 1. Nope. De Jesus actually will make second on that play. His base running rating is a 5. So the only play Miller had was the first to get the out, which is the right thing to do. And there is 1 out. And De Jesus goes to second. So 1 out and a runner on second now for Buckner. Buckner is 1 for 3 tonight. Infield is back. Miller getting set and ready to make the pitch. And that's a 2-2. That's a wild pitch. The 19 is high. Ball 1. Holy cow. Stearns looks at Miller, says, come on. It's 7-0 here. Just make some pitches here. Miller will do it again. 5-3. That's a blank this time. Buckner will swing the bat. 1-4, and that's going to be a fly out to center field. And that is out number 2. And De Jesus is not even going to try to go to third, and it's 2 outs. You're down by 7 runs. You're not gonna try to get thrown out there. He'll stay put automatically. Here's Bonds, and Bonds is 1-for-3. Miller will get set and make the pitch. 1-2. That is a home run chance. Bonds a righty. A 1-10. The 14 is too high. Bonds a 2-3, and that's a ground ball to third. And that's going to get taken care of by Brooks. He throws to first, side retired, keeping the shutout intact. No runs, a hit for the Cubs. They are just getting stymied by the Mets here in the second half of the 81 season. Maybe my Mets can make a move here. Maybe we can. I doubt it. After 8, it's still 7-0 Mets. We go to the top of the 9th inning. And Ellis Valentine leads off for the Mets. Raleigh Eastwick is done, and they will go to the bullpen. And they got 3 righties coming up for the Mets. And let's see what they got. Coming on to pitch for the Cubs will be Lynn McLaughlin. 1 win, 4 losses, no saves. A 4.60 ERA. McLaughlin will be the 6th Cubs pitcher. Ellis Valentine will lead off, and he is 1-for-4. McLaughlin, 5-4. That's an error on a grounder. Valentine, 6-4. And against a righty, that's a fly out to center. That's out number 1. 1 man down. The batter is Brooks. And Brooks is 0-for-3. He did walk his last time up. McLaughlin, 6-1, and that's a walk plus 10, and he will walk again on that 1, and Brooks will trot to first. So Brooks walks for the 2nd time tonight. The batter will be Stearns. Stearns having a great night tonight. He's 2-for-4, a single and a double. McLaughlin will go ahead and pitch. 3-1, that's a range play. Stearns, 4-4, that's a ground ball to third. That ball is hit to Reitz. His range is a 3, but with infield double play depth, his range is a 2. A 1-2, can he make the play? No, it will get by him, and that is going to be a double right down the line for John Stearns. That's a double right down the line. Brooks will hold at third automatically. It becomes a D5, and Brooks will hold. It's on a failed range play to first or third. If it's a double, it's just 2 bases for the base runners, and it's now runners at second and third with 1 out. A double for Stearns is 2nd of the game, and he's now 3-for-5. The batter now is Flynn, and Flynn is 1-for-4, so the Mets want more runs, it looks like here. And the Cubs are going to call the infield in. McLaughlin with the pitch. 5-6, hit by pitch. 17 is high. Flynn, 3-1. That's a ground ball to second base. They're not going to send Brooks. The throw will go to first automatically for 2 outs. The runners will hold. We'll see a pinch hitter for Dyer Miller. He's up next to bat. And we got a righty here. So coming on to pinch hit for the Mets will be Mike Jorgensen. 205 average, 3 homers, 15 RBIs. Jorgensen will go up against McLaughlin. 2 outs here on the top of the 9th, 7-0. McLaughlin with the pitch, and that's a 2-3. Wild pitch, 20 too high, ball 1. Oh boy, wow, these pitchers today are not doing well. Maybe that strike, at least the Cubs aren't doing good there. Maybe the strike hurt them. McLaughlin will do it again. 5-5, strikeout 12. Yep, he got Jorgensen, struck him out, and that will end the inning. No runs, a hit for the Mets, and they take a 7-0 lead going into the bottom of the 9th. Will we see some 9th inning magic. I know Section 518 does not want to see any ninth inning magic tonight. I know no magic for Section 518. 518 does not want to see any ninth inning magic. Leading off for the Cubs is Leon Durham. They got left, right, right coming up. The Mets will go to the bullpen. And let's see who they're going to bring out. And they're going to bring out the closer. They're not going to be stupid. They'll just get this game out of here. Neil Allen coming on to pitch for the Mets. 7 wins, 6 losses, 18 saves. A 2.97 ERA. Good year. That was a good year for Neil Allen. It's too bad he didn't go the distance. Maybe would have finished with an ERA at that time. Steeler fan wants ninth inning magic. No, you don't want ninth inning magic, Steeler fan. You see, if it was your Astros, I know you would not want ninth inning magic. So here's Leon Durham. Neil Allen will pitch. And 4-5 against the lefty, that's blank. Durham will swing 2-4, and that's a ground ball to short, and that will be out number 1. One man down. The next batter is Bonds. Here's Barry Bonds. Bonds is, let's see, he is 1 for 3. So Bobby Bonds will go up against Allen now. One man down. Allen with the pitch. 3-5. Strikeout 3. Got him. Struck out Bonds. And that is out number 2. And now here's Ken Reitz. Reitz is 0 for 2. He reached on an error. So Ken Reitz is the next batter. 2 outs now. Neil Allen trying to close this game out. Allen with the pitch. 5-6. Against a righty, it's a home run result. But Reitz against righties is a 2. The 18 is too high. Reitz will swing. 3-6, and it's a fly ball to right field. Getting under it is Ellis Valentine. He looks at it, takes 2 steps to his right, puts out his glove. Blop. And the ball falls into it. That's your game. The New York Mets go ahead and win a 7-0 shutout over the Cubs. Section 518 cheers. EA! Stadium groans. As ID Jester joins us here to see the Schmubs lose, as he says. A nice win for the Mets. They shut the Cubs out 7-0. What a nice win to restart the 1981 season with after the strike. A 1-2-3 inning is what it is. Don't get many of them in the 9th. Final line score coming up. For the Mets, 7 runs on 14 hits and 2 errors. For the Cubs, no runs on 5 hits and 1 error. Mike Scott goes ahead and gets the win, and Mike Krukow goes ahead and gets the loss, and there is no save. Don't go away. 10-minute ticker coming right up. So my Mets will have a happy recap tonight. We get a happy recap. Not too bad. It will be a happy recap for my Mets. It is now time for the 10-minute ticker, brought to you by FastScore Baseball of Replay Sports. So it's all set and ready, and let's see what the ticker has in store as we continue to restart the 1981 season here on August 10th. Let's start with Kansas City at Baltimore. Kansas City 934, and that is 3. Baltimore 725, and that is 2, a win for the Royals. White Sox at Boston. 2 7-0 shutouts in consecutive nights. Yeah, that's right. The All-Star game was a 7-0 shutout also. That is correct. White Sox 1743, and that's 5. Boston a 1542, and that's also 5. So we have extras there. So let's see what happens between the Chi Sox and the Bo Sox. The White Sox roll a 6, and their clutch is -4, so it's a 2. Boston rolled a 3. Their clutch is +1. It's a 4. The Red Sox will beat the White Sox. Milwaukee at Cleveland. Milwaukee an 861, and that is 6. Cleveland a 911 at 0. The Brewers will beat the Indians. Toronto at Detroit. Toronto a 026, and that's 1. Detroit a 15-23, and that's 3, and that'll be a win for the Tigers. Oakland at Minnesota. Oakland, Minnesota, let's see here. Oakland 1432, and that's 4. Minnesota a 623, and that's 2. It'll be a win for the A's. Texas and the Yankees. Texas a 661. That is 5. But the Yankees have an 866, and that's 9. That's going to be a win for the Yanks. The New York Yankees right now are on pace to win the division for the 4th straight replay that I've done. California at Seattle. California 1444, and that's 5. Seattle 1364, and that's 8. That'll be a win for the M's. Reds and the Dodgers. Reds a 645, and that's 4. The Dodgers a 1525, and that is 3. That'll be a win for the Reds. Pittsburgh and Montreal. Pittsburgh a 764, and that's 7. Montreal a 622, and that is 2. So the Mets get the win, but so did the Pirates. So the Mets didn't gain any room on the Pirates on that. Cardinals and the Phillies. Cardinals a 1333, and that's 4. The Phillies a 1245, and that's 5. That'll be a win for the Phillies. They're still holding on to that National League East lead. Atlanta and the Padres. Atlanta 814, and that is 1. Padres 623. That's 2. Padres will beat the Braves. Houston and the Giants. Astros a 333, and that is going to be 2. The Giants a 466, and that's going to be 8. That game belongs to the Giants, and Steeler fan, of course, will say rigged. Moving on to August 11th, White Sox in Boston. White Sox 1561, and that's 7. Boston 1751, and that is going to be 6. That'll be a win for the Chi Sox. Milwaukee at Cleveland in a doubleheader. Game 1. Milwaukee 1345, 5. Cleveland 12-12. That's going to be 1. That'll be a win for Milwaukee. Game 2. Milwaukee 1914. That's 2. Cleveland 1335, and that's 4. And they will split the twin bill. Toronto and Detroit. Toronto 945, 4 runs. Detroit 24-24. Okay, that's 5 runs. Tigers. They could be a very interesting team in the playoffs if they get there. And right now, Detroit looks like they're going to get there. Oakland and Minnesota. Oakland 12-23, 3 runs. Minnesota an 836. That's also 3 runs. So we have extras between those two. see, both teams rolled a 6. Oakland has a +2 clutch, which makes them an 8. And Minnesota has a -1 clutch, which makes them a 5. And that will be a win for the Athletics. Texas and the Yankees. Let's see. Texas, a 131. And that is 2. The Yankees, a 516. And that is 1. That'll be a win for the Rangers. California and Seattle. California 961 and 6 runs. Seattle 531, 2 runs. A win for the Halos. Mets and the Cubs. Can my Mets win another one here? Mets 853, and that is 5 runs. The Cubs are 944, and that is 4 runs. Another happy recap for my Mets. Then again, we are playing the Cubs, and in 1981, they were awful. Reds and the Dodgers. Reds a 526, and that's 2. The Dodgers are 923, and that is also 2. So we have extra between the Reds and the Dodgers. Both teams roll a 4. Cincinnati has a +4, which makes them an 8. The Dodgers are a -3, and this game will also belong to the Reds. Pittsburgh and the Expos. I really would like Pittsburgh to lose here. Let's see. Pittsburgh a 611, that's 0. They're going to. And Montreal a 1336, and that's 4. And my Mets will gain a game on the Pirates, because that's who I'm chasing right now for 3rd in the National League East. Cardinals and the Phillies. Cardinals 21-26, and that is 5. The Phillies are 13-22, and that's going to be 3. And the Cardinals will get a game on the Phils. Atlanta and the Padres. Atlanta 11-55, and that is 6. Padres an 8-11, and that's a straight 0. And that'll be a win for the Braves. Houston and the Giants. Houston a 9-55, and that is going to be 6. The Giants a 5-33, and that's 2. And the Astros will win that game over the Giants. Moving on now to August 12th. Kansas City at Baltimore. Kansas City, they have a 941, and that is 4. The Orioles are 616, and that's 1. That'll be a win for the Royals. And actually looks like it was a doubleheader. Game 2, Kansas City at Baltimore. Kansas City 636, 3 runs. Baltimore 1153, and that's 5 runs. They will split that bill. White Sox and Boston. White Sox 1121, and that is 2. Boston a 1036, and that's 4. And that will be a win for the Red Sox. Milwaukee at Cleveland. Both teams with a 15. Milwaukee 1523, and that's going to be 3. Cleveland 1544, and that's going to be 5. A win for the Indians. Toronto at Detroit. Good matchup. Dave Steve against Jack Morris. Toronto -116, and that's 0. Detroit 731, and that's going to be 3. And the Tigers will take out the Blue Jays. Oakland and Minnesota. Oakland a 12-11, that's 0. And Minnesota a 665, and that's 7. And the Twins will beat the A's. Rangers and the Yankees. Rangers and the Yankees here. Texas a 545, I think there. Yep, 45. That is a 4. And actually the Rangers have a 545. The Yankees have a 1232, and that's 3. That's going to be a win for the Rangers. As Lena Young joins me here at the 10-minute ticker. Thank you very much, Ms. Young. Pleasure to see you. Or Ms. Or it could be Alina. I don't know if you're male or female, but welcome aboard. Good to have you. California at Seattle. California 1923. That is going to be 4 runs. Seattle has a 14-24, and that is 3 runs. That'll be a win for the Mariners. Sorry, that's a win for the Angels, my bad. Mets and the Cubs. Can my Mets sweep the Cubs tonight? Let's see if my Mets can do it. Mets have a 12-23, and that is going to be 3 runs. The Cubs have a 4-35, and that's going to also be 3 runs. So we have extras. Let's see what happens. Both teams roll a 3. The Mets have a 0 clutch. The Cubs have a 0 clutch. The Cubs, which means it stays tied at 3, but the Cubs are the home team, and they win ties. So that means no happy recap there. The Reds and the Dodgers. All the Mets had to do was just win that one, too. It would have been great. Reds and the Dodgers. Let's see what we got here. Reds, a 10-21, and that's 2. Dodgers, a 6-24, and that is also 2. We have extras there. Reds and the Dodgers, extra innings. Reds rolled a 2, plus 4 is 6. Dodgers rolled a 5, minus 3 is 2. That game belongs to the Reds with Tom Seaver on the mound, of course. Cardinals and the Phillies. Cardinals are 21-62. Wow. That's going to be a 9. Phillies have a 16-61. But that's going to be short. That's going to be 8, and the Cardinals will win that game. Montreal and the Pirates. Montreal a 9-31, and that is 3. The Pirates also have a 9, but a 9-66 is going to give them a 9. And with the game the Mets gained last one, the Pirates will win this one. Braves and the Padres. Braves a 9-64, and that is 7. The Padres a 5-21, and that is going to be 1 and a win for the Bravos. Astros and the Giants. Vern Rule against Vita Blue. Houston, let's see. Houston a 3-31, and that is 2. The Giants a 5-56, and that's going to be 5. And the Giants will win tonight, and I know Steeler fan will say rigged. That is all for your 10-minute ticker. If your team won tonight, congratulations. If they didn't, there's always tomorrow. And tomorrow will be August 13th. We will be at Memorial Stadium as the Kansas City Royals will take on the Baltimore Orioles. Rich Gale against Mike Flanagan. And that should be a pretty good matchup. So join us for that game. Kansas City at Baltimore. The Royals still trying to fight for their playoff lives. Same thing with Baltimore, as we are very close to the pennant race for September. So join us for that game tomorrow night. Steeler fan, BB, Lena Young, Jim Connell, Brian Peterson, I.D. Jester, Midlife Crisis, Woodman 564. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Please leave a like on your way out through the turnstiles. Subscribe if you've not done so. And make sure you hit the bell. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. It is my New York Mets getting a happy recap tonight. We shut out the Chicago Cubs 7-0. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.